Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our June edition of Sustainability Chats brought to you by the Sustainability Institute. My name is Casey Mahan, and I help direct the programming here at the Sustainability Institute. If you're not familiar with who we are a small, oh, and I'm sorry, it looks like my calendar invitation is blocking the screen. There we go. We are a small 501c3 located in the Driftless region, right in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And our mission is to catalyze sustainability action for the Seven Rivers region. So today we've got a conversation with folks from the Nature Place. And before I introduce them, I want to just get you up to speed a little bit on what we do at the Sustainability Institute and how we frame our work. So what we do is use what's called the Good Life Goals. The Good Life Goals are a series of 17 interconnected goals that really are a pathway, we think, to help us and our communities thrive. Because really, when it comes down to it, that's what sustainability is all about. It's about thriving. And so of these 17 interrelated goals, one that we're focused on today is goal number 15, which is loving nature. And what this goal is really all about is asking people to discover the wonders of the natural world, protect native plants and animals, support companies that protect and restore nature, and speak up for threatened forests and natural spaces and natural places. And there's probably no better place in La Crosse that does that type of work other than the Nature Place, which is located in Myrick Park in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Now, before I go on, I want to launch a poll here, just with a couple of questions for those of you that are joining us. First of all, have you ever been inside the Nature Place within the last 14 months? There's been big changes there in the last year and a half. And the second question is, have you ever participated in any of the Nature Place programs? So just take a few seconds to answer those questions. Great, so it looks like everyone on the call today has been inside the Nature Place within the last 14 months, so that's fantastic. And about half of you have participated in some type of Nature Place program. So the mission of the Nature Place, if you aren't familiar with it, it's to inspire and cultivate meaningful connections between people and nature for the benefit of both. I think that's just such a cool mission statement, right? Because it's really getting it us benefiting, humans benefiting from nature, right? But then also we very much contribute to the well-being of nature as well. And I like how that mission statement sort of plays with both of those ideas. The Nature Place offers nature education programs and events for all ages, community programming, and event space to rent out. And here to tell us more about the Nature Place and this great resource we have right in La Crosse and how the public can take advantage of all they have to offer is Erica Black, Cindy Blobum, and Steph Hanna. Erica is the facilities rental coordinator. She's been involved in the local Earth Fair since 2009. So if she looks familiar, that's probably why. She's also involved in all sorts of other sustainability stuff around town. And she volunteers, where she volunteers a lot of her time, right, with all sorts of organizations. She's been with the Nature Place now for about 2 years, since the June of 2022. Cindy Blobum is the Environmental Education Program Manager, and she has designed and led nature-based education programs all over the place in Illinois, Virginia, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, and Nebraska. She's also the author of 10 hands-on science activity books for kids on topics including geology and snakes and insects, skulls and skeletons, gravity, and night science. And then we also are joined by Steph Hanna, who is the community program manager. She has over 30 years of experience. And she really has, over those 30 years, has come to believe that education is really the key to connecting people to nature. She's worked as an elementary and middle school teacher in Canada before moving to the Driftless area. So Steph, Cindy, and Erica, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us about all the things that Nature Place has to offer.
Sure. Well, thank you, Casey and Carrie and the Sustainability Institute for having us today. I will go ahead and just share my screen of our website. It's kind of easier to just go through it that way, but I will start off with our land acknowledgement quickly and then just talk about 2014 forward of us as WISCOR and the Nature Place being in this building, and where it's been and where we are now. And then talk about visitor services and renting the place out. So our land acknowledgement, we acknowledge that the Nature Place occupies the stolen lands of the Ho-Chunk, Dakota, and Menominee people. We honor the people who care for the land, past, present, and future. Recognizing this shared connection, join us as we learn to better care for each other and the land. So the Nature Place is a division of WISCOR now. We were originally just WISCOR, Wisconsin Conservation Corps, founded in 2009. We used to be located over across Highway 16 from where we are now. And the Eco Park was here in this building from about 2009, 10 until 2014. And that organization fell through, and they had been doing a lot of nature education for the area. And so they kind of reached out to, the city reached out to WISCOR to say, hey, do you want to come and take this space over and take over this great education program that's been happening? And so WISCOR said, sure, we'll add that on to all the other things we do, which at the time was just kind of crew work out in the field with young people, and AmeriCorps service members. So at that time, from 2014 until just last year, we were running under the guise of WISCOR for all of our things. It got a little bit too confusing. Our enrollment, or we just weren't growing as we wanted to. So the executive director and some others sat down and kind of just planned out how can we better serve the public. So we're just kind of going off the Urban Ecology Center's model in Milwaukee of just being a nature-focused community center. So last April, we rebranded as the Nature Place. So WISCOR is still our overarching nonprofit. And so we just have the Wisconsin Conservation Corps with the crews out in the field and in other establishments in town. And then we have the Nature Place. So everything in this building now is the Nature Place. Everything's branded as the Nature Place. And then our crews are offsite in a different location, still running their program, but we're all still interconnected under one umbrella. I'll get into kind of where we are now, but another good fact that people might not know is the building is indeed owned by the city, but we just signed a 20-year lease instead of the 5-year leases that we had been doing. And so that made that able for us to grow as well. And so we do, kind of partner with the city in some of the ways they help us with the building. So from last year, we revamped the atrium, as most of you said you've been in here to see that. So we brought in a bunch of furniture with the help of some students at Western Technical College. They did some interior design work. They gave us a lot of ideas. We worked with a local interior designer to get us some of the actual furniture options and brought that all in over the course of last spring and summer. So now we have a free coffee and snack bar. We have free Wi-Fi. We have cafe tables. We're handicap accessible. We have a big, huge couch and a brand new fireplace, and plenty of books and games to come check out or use while you're here. Explore backpacks to grab with your kids and go out in the marsh and use. Tons of fun activities here in the building that you can partake in all for free. So that's kind of where we're looking to go with this rebrand, is to get people into our building and just know that we're here and that they can then go out on the trails and have a good time outside. And you'd be surprised how many people don't even know that they could come in this building or what it was. So anywho, I think that's what I have for our visitor services. You can rent out the building. So I do a lot of wedding rentals. We do a lot of birthdays and grad parties and bridal showers, baby showers, you name it. We have those things here, as well as business meetings and expos and things like that. So a good thing to keep in mind for your next event. You can rent by the hour, or we have some whole day packages as well. So I'll go ahead and just turn it over to Steph, because she's right next to me and she'll talk about community engagement here.
Sure. There we go. Okay, thank you so much, Erica. Yeah, hello everybody. And I'm Steph, and I'm the community program manager. And yes, I think the important thing to talk about with the Nature Place, with the Nature Place, I lost part of my accoutrement here. So one of the important things to talk about with the Nature Place is that with a 20-year lease, we were given the opportunity to grow more and try to do more for everyone in our community. And I always talk to people about it like, of course, it's still a nature center, but it's also a community center. And we've kind of been able to separate the environmental education programs that happen for schools and for summer day camps and for school groups and anything that has to do more with curriculum. And then we've been able to have more with the public programming. And that's what I'm doing, is the public programming part. So what I try to do is connect with different groups and have programming for the community, more programming from us. So for example, the Coulee Region Audubon Society, which is the birding group, now has their meetings here. And in exchange, they have birding programs that they offer to the community, which becomes our programs as well. And so it's a win-win. They have a space to meet, we get more programs. Another really cool partnership that I want to highlight is with, we're calling it Memory Camp, and it's a program or partnership with Oasis Respite Care, as well as the county and Endall Fest. And what we're doing is we're offering what we call Memory Camp. So folks who have mild to moderate memory challenges, their caregivers can bring them to this memory camp. And we're making it like a camp, outdoor summer camp atmosphere. And the caregivers get a bit of a break. And then we work along with the volunteers from Endall Fest and from Oasis Respite Care, we work with everyone and offer programs about nature, getting outside, finding out more about our live reptiles that we have here at the Nature Place. I'm wearing here one of the snake sheds. I'm not sure from which snake it is, but snakes, by the way, when they shed, their skin comes off inside out, kind of like when you roll your sock off inside out. Also here, I have my lovely snake, or not snake skin, my lovely skunk skin. And that's another part of the programming that I do with the community programs, is we offer what we call Community Crittermobile, and we go out to different organizations, or they come to us, and we talk about different themes and have these amazing live animals that we use for those programs. We also do programs for families. The first Saturday of the month, we call it Nature Saturday. You can come and do different activities from 9:30 to 11:30 and meet some of our live animals. I think I'll leave it at that and pass it over to Cindy.
Okay. As Steph mentioned, and thank you both, Steph and Erica, that I'm more of the curriculum person. I'm the one who deals with the schools who want field trips to bring learning to life, where the kids come out and they've been studying water quality in school, and they get to actually test the water quality in the marsh, and they go, wait a minute, it all makes sense. Look at that. Look what I found. Look at what these are benthic macroinvertebrates can tell us. We can replicate the watershed on the hill. Something we just started last year, we're tagging monarch butterflies, the migrating monarchs, in August and September, and then see if any of those return. And yes, we've got monarchs in chrysalis right now, so we're thrilled with that. So the kids really get to make a connection, and it's really interesting for me. I'm relatively new to the position, been here less than 2 years. The kids are mostly familiar with our place, and they're familiar with coming in, and they come and they say, you know, are we going inside? I'm like, nope. We're taking a walk on the wild side, and it's wilder outside. Let's go get up close and personal with nature. So they're learning a lot more about their native surroundings and things that they can do in the parks, playgrounds, and backyards that they have. So I'm trying really hard to make those strong connections, that nature doesn't just happen at the nature place. Nature surrounds us, and we are a part of nature, not a part from nature. So really working to make those connections. And the other big part is summer day camps, which will be starting very soon, next week, doing summer team training right now. And we have 3 littles, middles, and bigs. So we serve from ages 4 to 12 with weekly themed summer camps. And again, it's getting kids outside. The more time you spend outside, the better. If the weather's not, you know, scary bad, as in high heat or electrical storms, you should be outside. Yes, you get muddy. Yes, you get dirty. Yes, you get hot. Yes, you get cold. And yes, you come away with some of the best memories of your life. So as Steph was showing, yes, we do use lots of props. We use skulls, we use skins. Right now, we are finding turtles outside nesting all over the place, and some baby turtles hatching. So the kids really see nature come to life, and that's exactly what we want to do. And I'm just going to have Erica turn the camera very briefly to the window so that you can see one of the new things we started turning out with bringing nature to life.
If we can even see it. We have tiny little dots on these windows. I don't know if you can see it, but one of our big projects, long time in the making, thanks to Rob and Kathy Tischer, local folks, they helped us with a donation that was able to get the feather-friendly bird film on our atrium windows, as well as a couple other prominent windows in the place, so that no more birds hit our windows. A nature place without dead birds on the patio, that's something. So we finally have that going. We have other little projects like that in the works all the time to, you know, be more sustainable. I'll do a quick promo. We have a art gallery reception tomorrow evening from 6 to 8 here. Some of the art behind me, local artist Douglas Bosley, just to throw that out there. So we have a gallery that's opening back up, local artists, and yeah.
One more thing that I'd like to emphasize, since you brought up the art gallery. Of course, we do a lot of programming for families to get outside and learn about nature, but we are also trying to do adult programming as well. And one of the adult nature series that we have, the first Wednesday of every month at 7 o'clock here at the Nature Place, we call it Enviro Wednesdays, and it's also a partnership with Friends of the La Crosse River Marsh, and we usually have different scientists or researchers that come and talk about what they're doing, and people can ask questions and know more. And of course, we have a program this Wednesday. This one starts a little earlier. We're going to be talking with an expert about dragonflies. And actually, I know I said it was for adults, but this Wednesday is actually bring the whole family. Usually the program is for adults. So this Wednesday, tomorrow, 6 to 8 p.m., learn all about dragonflies and how to identify them and how to be involved with another cool community thing that we do, which is called community science, where we have folks help research and identify different critters and species in the area. And we enter it into a database called iNaturalist. The whole series of programs is called the BioBlitz, the Driftless Area BioBlitz. So that's another thing that we do a lot is community science. Get involved. You don't have to be a scientist and have studied years and years to be involved with research and get more information out there about what's going on with nature.
I think that might be all we had to share.
That's fantastic. I've got all sorts of questions buzzing around my head. First of all, I want to, well, the feather friendly stuff that you have, the dots that you have on, we had a similar issue at Western Technical College, and we installed feather friendly, and it made a world of difference. So I'm not sure if how long you've had that installed for, but
Since November, and
okay.
we haven't found anybody.
I have not found a bird.
Yeah. Yep. We
No
had great
casualties
success with
going
it as
on.
well.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can get them for residential too. I don't know the cost, but it is an option.
Yep. So I wanted a couple of specific questions that I'm curious about. First of all, you were mentioning the Crittermobile and that you've got animals down there. Could you say a little bit more about that? Like, what animals are there? Where do they come from? And how can the public interact with them?
Well, the one way to interact with them is to come on a Saturday, the first Saturday of the month from 9:30 to 11:30. We do what we call Nature Saturday, and we have a different theme every month, and we take out some of the animals, and most of our animals are reptiles. We do have some insects, and the animals that we do have, most of them have come to us from people who had them before. So three of our animals actually come from a retired science teacher who was at Logan High School. He actually had us reptile sitting a couple of summers in a row, and then he retired and he thought, well, would you like to keep these and use them in your programs? And we did find a fit for them. I do want to emphasize, we are not a rehab facility, and we don't, sometimes people want to give us animals. We can't always do that, of course, because we make sure that it fits into our curriculum and into our programs. Crittermobile, just contact me and we come out to your group. We because of the animals, and we don't want to stress them out any more than we have to, we don't travel any further than 30 minutes away, but we can come to your group or facility, and we'll do about an hour program. One of the programs that we do a lot is about animal classification. So we use some of the different parts and pieces that we showed you and some of the live animals to show and to talk about the different groups of animals.
And are those all animals that are from the marsh? Would you be able to find all of them in the marsh or locally?
No, most of them are actually not native to this area. The live ones, yes, the live ones. But of course, we have lots of parts and pieces from animals that are native to this area. We do have I think the prize or jewel of our collection is Foxy, the ornate box turtle, and she is native to Wisconsin. And we're very fortunate to have her because she is endangered. And so people can see what that kind of critter looks like and know more about them, even though you might not ever see one out in a prairie or in the wild.
Great, thank you. Question for Cindy. Are there particular students that you work with? Are they from La Crosse School District, or who is it exactly that you're working with?
Good question. We would welcome schools from all over, and we've got them coming from Lanesboro, Minnesota, West Salem comes in, all of that. We do have a partnership with a lot of the La Crosse schools. We work wonderfully with a lot of the middle schools and high schools, which is abnormal. It's a fantastic thing for us to be working with those higher level students. We also have, the early elementary, the kindergarten, first grade, most of them have a dedicated field trip, and we call it a Nature Education Day experience out in Myrick Park and at the Nature Place. So we also have worked a lot with homeschool groups. They have found out that we're a great resource to enhance their science standards and say, oh, you have resources that we don't have in our home. Yeah, we do. Come, let's introduce you. And we've actually started a homeschool science series where they can sign up for 4-week blocks of times to study more in depth.
And that's interesting. I know like the Urban Ecology Center in Milwaukee has relationships with schools, nearby schools. They have series of classroom or classes for, right? So third grade class might go 3 times over the year. Is it similar here where you see the same students over the course of the
Working
year?
on developing that. COVID took a real shot.
Yeah.
And there's also always curriculum changes going on. So we're working, we had a team of lacrosse school teachers actually help us last summer and say, this is where you match the best in our curriculum and we need the most support. So we're developing those programs as we continue on, and it's getting stronger every year.
Great. Question for Erica. Are you seeing, what are you seeing just trend wise as far as people coming down to the nature place and checking it out or renting out space? Is it becoming more of an event space that people are recognizing?
Yeah, I'd say people are readily here. You know, some of our evenings might be a little slow if we don't have a dedicated program going on, but otherwise people have, you know, just, yeah, I think our marketing is paying off for sure. We've just been out and about in the community a bit more, promoting ourselves too. So, plus, you know, having signage on the building now and some sandwich signs that can draw people in that otherwise just thought we were some big stark building in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, I've seen that go up. We're definitely booking out more for weddings and smaller events. I mean, definitely still a total 180 from COVID. So we're happy with any growth, really.
I can add a little bit to that if that's okay. So that's a lot of part of what I'm doing, I think, Casey, right? So we're trying to get, by getting more and more groups to come here and do a partner program with us where we offer the space and they offer, you know, they do a program. For example, we actually have the library is doing their summer kickoff here this Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. And there's a great opportunity, right? So folks can find out more about what the library and some of their partners are doing. They're using our space. We can tell them what we're doing. And it's an opportunity to use and to show off this space and what we do. And I think, again, you know, because we have the opportunity to grow now, you know, we do the field trip programs and we also do these programs. We're getting more and more people to know about what we do here and to understand what we do and to want to come here. And you know, that's the whole point.
Sure. And that actually leads to that, sets it up perfectly for 2 questions that came in from our viewers. 2 sort of related questions, but separate. If there is, so you mentioned, you know, Audubon and Friends of the Marsh and other groups that you work with the library, right? If there's a community organization that wants to get more involved or talk about opportunities to get involved, how would they do that? That's question 1. And question 2 is more on an individual basis, and that is, how can members of the community use the nature place on a daily basis, right? You told us about the snack bar and free Wi-Fi. How else can somebody like me who lives nearby use it on a daily basis?
Well, first of all, yeah, if anyone's interested in talking about any possible partner programs, I'm the one to connect with. So my information is on the website. The best way is to email me, steph.hanna@natureplacelacrosse.org. So that's definitely the best way to contact us about that. And we'll chat. I'm always willing to talk to people about a possible partnership. And I think, you know, and I'll maybe let Erica or Cindy also talk about this, but what can you do here every day? Come and visit, come and grab a map, go for a walk around the marsh trails, help with our native gardens. That happens every Thursday mornings. And just come and have a coffee.
We have several families who we see, you know, several times a week. They come in. We're another place where they can hang out. We've got an activity area for younger learners where they can read books or play with toys, again, do games, go and see the critters in the other room. So like I said, we have families, musical instruments. We forgot about our musical instruments. So people are finding it is just a welcome community center. And I mentioned our homeschool group. We also have homeschools that set up just play dates here. Come on, let's come in. Let's, especially in the winter or when it's raining, let's get out of the house and go to a place where we can see nature outside the window in a bigger and better world.
It reminds me of there's a lot of research literature out there right now about, polarization, right? And people kind of being pulled apart, but which leads to the importance of these ideas called third spaces, or these places called third spaces, which are places that aren't your home that people can connect with each other in, that we sort of have a shortage of, right? So it's really cool that it sounds like the nature place is becoming that third space for more and more people in our community.
Yeah, definitely. I'll also mention that we're a good spot for students or anybody that might want to just be on their computer or read. We have the little loft up top that, yes, it has a little kid library, but you can also hang out on the couch and just read and study up there. Again, with the free Wi-Fi and some of the free snacks and coffee to keep you going.
I'm gonna jump in real quick,
Yeah.
because a lot of third spaces, people say you're only open during business hours. No, we made an intentional decision. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, our hours are noon until 8 p.m. So families that are working, you haven't missed out. You can come after dinner. In the wintertime, when the sled, when we have snow, you can go sledding in the evening when it's magical. So that was intentional to do our hours so working families have an opportunity to enjoy the facility as well.
Yeah, and the other thing is we are open every Saturday morning, 9 to noon, which was definitely also very intentional, and to have some weekend hours and get some people out here on the weekend as well.
So if people were to come down and visit you at the nature place, and this is a question for each one of you, what is the one can't miss activity? Like if you show up to the nature place, what is the one thing that you have to do?
It depends on the season. If you're here in the winter and there's snow, you're gonna go sledding. If you're here in August and September and I'm outside, you're tagging monarchs with me. It really, right now, we're going around and we're looking for those baby turtles because they are just too cute. So I cannot tell you one thing, one time. No, it depends on the season. Come on out. I'll let the others put their answer.
Well, I'm going to say you have to check out some of our reptiles. I know, there's often so many people that are, oh my goodness, you have live snakes. Yes, we do. They are absolutely amazing. And the more you find out, that's how education works, right? The more you find out about something, the more you learn about it, the less scared you are of it, and the more interested. And hopefully you will maybe you don't want to hold a snake all the time, but you will understand why snakes are so important in the ecosystem and what they do to help.
Oh, and I see now. I think
Yeah,
you got me thinking.
now we're
So the produce garden, our gardens, and yes, when the ground cherries are ripe, so many people ground cherries. Oh, they're delicious, and we get a bumper crop of those every year. But you can check out our free produce box. Don't check yet. There's not much in it. Green onions.
Yeah. Well, Cindy stole mine. I was going to say in the summer, it would be the gardens and just going out and petting the bees, things like that. And definitely year round the critters and the.
Wait, did you say petting the bees?
Yeah, we pet.
Say more about that.
What?
Bumblebees.
Usually maybe in the morning when they're kind of slow and still waking up, you kind of just touch their back a little bit.
Bumblebees. Yeah.
Bumblebees.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Bumblebees.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, try it out.
I will. And I've got one final question. And that is, where do you see, or in your wildest dreams, where do you see the nature place in 5 years?
We're not moving.
Yeah, we're not going
No,
anywhere.
I shouldn't say where location wise, but just
oh yeah, I know.
What should the nature place be in what would you really, in your wildest dreams, what will it be like to be there in 5 years?
Here, share the picture. This is petting a bumblebee.
No, but I think I would like us to have maybe some more building space. We currently don't have a whole lot of storage. Maybe we could do something cool with the barn we have out back that currently still has all of our conservation work tools in it. Maybe make it a 3-season kind of classroom or something. Love to maybe have some solar panels or some other sort of renewable, sustainable energy here. Those are some of my thoughts. I'll pass it on.
Well, my thoughts would be, I would hope that we would have even better enclosures and habitats for our live animals that we have with our programs. You can always make these things better. We have some ideas of how we want to make it better. So we will hopefully have that in 5 years. And that's what I would like to see as well.
And I agree completely with both what Erica and Steph said. And I would also, Myrick Park is a beautiful place, but I would love for us to be able to make it even a little bit wilder on the edges. The marsh is very wild. We've got a little area of prairie that I would love to see expanded. I'd love to see us develop more teachable habitats. And so just a little bit wilder on the fringes so it's not all mowed all the time. That's where I'm headed.
Awesome. What incredible visions. And I mean, it sounds like you're on that trajectory, right? The Nature Place is really, I know it was, as Erica, as you were mentioning early on, before it was branded the Nature Place, it was struggling a little bit, right? As far as it was the Eco Park for a while, and then it wasn't. And to me, it sounds like y'all have found your identity, and it's really taken off, and it's a great resource for our community. So thank you for the work that you're doing there. And there's one other, I don't know if you're aware of this yet or not. I wanted to announce one other activity that's happening right now or soon at the Nature Place. I was just made aware of this morning, actually, through my work.
I booked it last night.
Did you book it last night? I thought it might have something to do with that. Fantastic. So those viewers out there that work with youth, you might find this interesting. So the city of La Crosse has what's called the Youth Climate Action Fund, which is a new opportunity to fund creative and innovative ideas to tackle climate change at the local level. And this is what's really unique about this is this is a Bloomberg from Bloomberg Philanthropies, and La Crosse is only one of 100 cities around the world that qualified for this grant. So it's pretty unique. It's pretty cool that we got it. And what it's all about is through this grant, youth-led and youth-serving organizations can receive up to $5,000 in a mini grant to support actions that focus on environmental change issues for our community. So the way that the Nature Place comes into this is on the 25th of this month, which is right around the corner, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., there's the Youth Climate Action Fund Forum. So if you're wondering a little bit about what this fund is all about, if you're thinking about applying for one of these grants, or you just sort of want to learn more, this is an in-person event that you'll want to be at for sure. So you'll join other sort of interested partners and community organizations. You'll learn about the city's climate action plan. You'll brainstorm some project ideas, maybe collaborate with others. It's a free event, I believe. Is that right, Erica?
Yeah.
Free event. And pizza, I know, is going to be served. So hooray for that. And again, I think Carrie posted in the chat as well. There's a website. If you want to learn more about it, you can head to that website. But it's important work that's being done and youth-led work. And again, the Nature Place is on it. They're hosting this as a forum. So one more reason to say hooray for the Nature Place. You guys are rocking it right now. So thank you. Thank you, all three of you, for taking some time.
Thank you for having us.
And joining us.
Yeah.
I would like to say one more thing.
Oh, please. Absolutely.
Just if anybody needs any resources or has an animal that maybe needs some kind of rehab, or maybe you're wondering, why is that woodpecker pecking on my house? contact us. Between Cindy and I, we have lots of experience with a lot of these, any nature related question, and if we don't know the answer, we'll steer you in the right direction. So
Yeah, that doesn't mean we take animals to rehabilitate.
no,
We do
no,
not.
but we will
Thank
tell you
you.
where that you can get some help and any other resource, nature resource you're looking for. We've both done this kind of work a long time, and we have lots of experience, and we'll have to figure out what's going on.
That's terrific. Thank you so much for putting that out there. And I want to remind everyone that you can find the video playback for this and all of our past sustainability chats on the Sustainability Spotlight blog. We'll be taking the month of July off. So this is the last one that we'll have until August. So a quick poll here for those of you that are participating. And this is just some feedback for the Sustainability Institute, so we know what we're doing well and what we should change up. And as you're completing that poll, I want to say thank you once again to the Nature Place and the terrific work you're doing. Steph, Cindy, and Erica, it's fantastic that you are right here in the La Crosse area and really open and committed to the public and getting the public involved and engaged with all the incredible natural resources we have around here. I'd also like to say,
for having us.
Yeah, you bet. I'd also like to say that programming like this, free programming from the Sustainability Institute, is only possible because of our membership. We are a membership organization, so if you're interested in becoming a member or just donating to our cause, head to sustaininstitute.com. You'll find a become a member button right up at the top of the screen, or a donate button. Find a level that is comfortable to you. And if you'd be so willing to become a member, that would be fantastic. I'd like to thank our committed advocates who are those supporters coming in at the $3,000 or higher level. Dr. Lee Roche, Western Technical College, Ethos Green Power Cooperative, and the City of La Crosse. And our cheering champions, which are at the $1,000 level: Excel Energy, Olson Solar Energy, Habitat for Humanity, Dorothy Leonard, Strive to Thrive, the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration, and the People's Food Co-op. So with that, have a wonderful rest of your June and July, and we will see you back in August for our slate of fall programming. Thanks, everyone. Bye.